Well, this week marks Rick Henry's 25-year anniversary here at WIS. Over the years, Rick has scored major league interviews, traveled around the country covering some of the biggest events in sports. But one thing that has never changed is the pride that he takes in the place he calls home.
McBee, South Carolina sits in Chesterfield County, population 867, covering a total area of 1.2 square miles. It's a close-knit community where everyone's considered a neighbor.
A lot of memories, playing in these fields around here.
For Rick, the heart of McBee sits just off Highway 151, in the home where he spent most of his childhood. His mom, Mrs. Nancy Henry, who was a teacher, and his dad, James R. Henry Sr., a factory worker, built this house in 1965.
Hey, Judy, look at these cedar trees. They're probably close to, around 30 feet tall now. And my parents planted them when we moved in here back in 1965.
Wow.
Of course, they're like that, and now they're humongous.
A tour of the town with Rick is a bit of a history lesson. Just down the road is the place where he learned a lot. Now it's McBee Elementary, but back in the day, it was Pine Forest.
It was the only school in town for black kids, and we had grades 1 through 12 here, so a lot of good memories here.
And walking these halls brings all those memories back.
This was first grade.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your first grade classroom?
It is.
His first grade teacher was a wonderful lady named Mrs. Lyles, who taught him how to write.
I remember I enjoyed it so much, I wrote on the wall at home.
Being here kind of felt like home.
My mother's room was right down here at the end.
Mrs. Henry was a science teacher, so this used to be a science lab.
Her desk was there.
Rick actually liked having his mom at school, although she was responsible for one of his most embarrassing moments. It all went down in second grade on this stage over in the gym.
It was a school play, and I was the bug in the rug.
The bug in the rug?
Yeah. My mother dyed a pair of long johns green.
Oh, my God. Do we have pictures of this? Please tell me there are pictures.
No, we don't. Thank goodness.
But I did manage to get my hands on his yearbook. Can you pick him out? There he is, little James Rick Henry Jr. in the second grade. Mr. David Nutt is the principal now.
Can I show you something down the hall?
He says all these years later, Rick is still making a lasting impression. They have a television studio where kids who keep their grades up can audition to be the next Rick Henry.
When somebody sees somebody like yourself come and speak at a program, and then they turn their television set on and they see this role model, it's very influential.
Our next stop takes us back to Highway 151 for a visit to McBee High.
Okay, this is the part that was here when I was here.
They've had a lot of changes and renovations since Rick was a student here, including a brand new gym. But it doesn't take long for Rick to find his old spot. This was the spot.
This was the spot in the morning, for girl watching. And would you believe, we even had like a secret rating system. But,
oh, really? Explain
yeah.
the system to me, Rick.
I can't remember all the specifics, but I remember that we did. So, yeah, it was, a pretty good way to start the day.
Despite his antics, Rick was actually a good student. In fact, he was the best. He graduated as valedictorian and says his success goes back to his very first test. It was a science test. The teacher told the class one student turned in a perfect paper, James Henry.
Classmates were looking around going, who's that? And he handed me back my paper. And it was just a very proud moment for me, especially because in the early days of integration, a lot of black kids, maybe they were a little bit intimidated about going into a different surrounding and wondering if they could compete and get it done. And so, it's just an inspiration, to a lot of my friends. And also, it showed everyone that, hey, everyone can accomplish good things, if you just work hard. And hey, he may have a different skin color, but he's smart.
So that is just part one of our visit. Later tonight.
Oh, there's another part?
There's another. We got to go to the train depot. we got to go to the sweet spot in McBee, so we still have a little bit to share with our viewers. But, you know, I wanted to capture the essence of what I really admire and appreciate about you, Rick, and that is just that work ethic that you got from your parents and your grandfather in McBee. They didn't have a whole lot, but if you work hard, you can achieve success.
You can, and I knew I was in trouble when I gave you all those pictures.
I happen to like that one back there. Is my favorite. It's a front runner anyway, but what a great time it is to celebrate. And, you know, it's so nice for our viewers because this business has changed so much over the years, but you have been here from the beginning, and the pride that you take in McBee, it's great to see. And I know everybody there just loves you so much.
And I love them, and I love all the folks here. Rick Henry Week has been awesome.
There is more to come, my friend, more to come. We hope you guys will join us as we continue our road trip to McBee tonight on WIS at 11. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.